Dear friends, beloved seekers of peace, come, sit with me in this quiet moment. Find a comfortable posture, perhaps cross-legged on a cushion or simply seated in a chair, with your feet flat on the earth, back straight yet relaxed, hands resting gently in your lap or on your knees. Close your eyes if that feels soothing, or keep a soft gaze downward. Breathe in gently, hold for a moment, and breathe out slowly, letting the exhale be longer than the inhale if it helps release tension. Do this a few more times. Let the busyness of the world, the endless notifications, the plans, the worries, fade into the background like distant traffic noise. Today, in this shared stillness, I wish to speak to you from the heart of the Buddha's gentle, timeless wisdom about one of the most liberating invitations ever offered to humanity. Let go of ego and lighten your heart. In our modern lives, we carry an invisible yet extraordinarily heavy burden, one we have constructed with meticulous, often unconscious care over many years. We name it I, me, mine, myself. This sense of a fixed, solid, independent self feels utterly real, utterly necessary for survival. From the moment we wake, it begins its quiet but insistent commentary. Protect me at all costs, defend my reputation, make me bigger, better, more successful, more secure, more admired, more loved, more special than others. And so we obey. We build elaborate walls, psychological fortifications of comparison, competition, defensiveness, pride, shame, resentment, and endless striving. We cling desperately to praise and shrink from criticism as if our very existence depended on it. We grip tightly to our achievements. I did that. Our possessions, this is mine. Our roles, I am a parent, a boss, an expert, a victim. Our relationships, you are my person. And even our pains and traumas. This wound defines who I am. All of these become the bricks and mortar of the ego's fortress. Yet, the Buddha, after years of rigorous inquiry, austerities, and finally profound awakening under the Bodhi tree, looked deeply into this very I and saw something astonishing, something that shattered centuries of assumption. It is not what it appears to be. There is no permanent, unchanging, independent core at the center of experience. He called this revolutionary insight Anatta, no self, non-self, or the absence of a fixed self. To understand this, the Buddha invited us to investigate the 5 aggregates, khandhas, that we conventionally label as me, form, rupa, the physical body, including organs, senses, breath, skin, bones. Observe how it is born, grows, decays, becomes ill, ages, and eventually dies. It is not under our complete control. It changes relentlessly. Feeling Vedana, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral sensations. They arise due to contact between senses and objects, flare up and vanish like bubbles on a stream. No feeling lasts forever. Perception, sanya, recognition and labeling. The mind names tree, anger, beautiful, mine. These labels are useful but not ultimate truth. They shift with context and conditioning. Mental formations, sankhara, volitions, intentions, habits, emotions, thoughts, tendencies. These are conditioned by past actions, karma, culture, upbringing, biology. They arise and cease moment by moment. Consciousness, vijnana, awareness itself arising dependent on sense bases and objects. It flickers like a flame, dependent, impermanent. When we examine these closely with mindfulness, we discover no unchanging owner behind them, no eternal soul, no immutable essence standing apart directing the show. Everything is in constant flux, interdependent, arising and passing due to causes and conditions. There is process, but no permanent processor. This insight is not mere philosophy. When it dawns, not just conceptually, but viscerally, in the clear seeing of the heart, the heavy armor of ego begins to crack open. A profound relief floods in, like setting down a burden carried for decades without realizing how exhausting it was. Let us linger with a familiar image to make this more tangible. Imagine you are walking a long, dusty road under a hot sun, carrying a large, coarse sack slung over your shoulder. Inside the sack are heavy stones, each one a deeply held story you have told yourself for protection or identity. I must always be the best, or I am worthless. I cannot fail. Failure would destroy me. I deserve special respect and treatment. I am fundamentally not good enough. This body, this achievement, this relationship, this opinion, this is mine. Do not threaten it. I am separate, alone, needing to prove my existence. Day after day, year after year, you carry this sack. Your shoulders grow sore, your neck stiffens, your breath shortens, your heart contracts. You become tense, reactive, easily offended, quick to judge, slow to forgive. Joy feels fleeting, peace elusive. Now, picture the Buddha walking beside you, not as a distant figure from history, but as a kind, present friend. He does not scold or judge. He does not yank the sack from you by force. That would only create more resistance. Instead, with a gentle smile and eyes full of compassion, he asks softly, "Friend, pause for a moment. Look closely at this sack and its contents. Are these stones truly yours? Do they possess a solid, unchanging essence? Or have they been gathered from passing conditions, childhood wounds, societal messages, fears, desires, cultural conditioning, momentary thoughts that arise and inevitably pass away?" Invite yourself now to do this inquiry in real time. Bring to mind one of your heaviest stones, perhaps a recurring self-criticism, a grudge you cannot release, a need to be right, a fear of being unseen. Hold it gently in awareness. Ask, where did this stone come from? What conditions gave it weight? Does it have an inherent, permanent existence, or is it empty of self-nature, sunyata? When I stop feeding it attention and energy, what happens? As you look with honest, non-judgmental attention, the stone begins to reveal its true nature. It is empty of permanent self. It has no core. It is not solid. It is not ultimately you. It is a passing visitor, a temporary weather pattern in the vast sky of awareness. In that clear seeing, the grip naturally loosens, the hand opens, the sack grows lighter. One by one, with patience and kindness, you set the stones down, not because someone told you to, not out of guilt or spiritual ambition, but because you see clearly that holding them was never necessary. They were only causing unnecessary suffering. This is the essence of letting go in the Buddhist path, not an act of violence against the self, not self-denial or self-punishment, but an act of profound love, wisdom, and liberation. What happens when the ego's grip loosens? The heart naturally lightens. It becomes spacious, vast, like the open sky after a fierce storm has passed and the clouds have dissolved. no longer crowded by the compulsive need to prove oneself, to win every argument, to be right, to be special, to be safe. The heart opens wide to what is already and always here. The simple, miraculous beauty of this present moment. The fragile warmth of genuine connection with others. The quiet, uncaused joy of just being, without agenda. You begin to discover something revolutionary. True strength is not found in defending a fragile, constructed I. True strength lies in flowing with life exactly as it unfolds, in yielding, in flexibility, in non-resistance to what is. The river does not fight the rocks, it moves around them. The bamboo does not break in the storm, it bends. Compassion, karuna, arises effortlessly, naturally, almost involuntarily. When I am no longer the fixed center of the universe, the suffering of others ceases to feel distant or abstract. Their pain becomes as vivid and immediate as your own. You see that the same aggregates, the same clinging, the same illusion of separate self operate in them too. Loving kindness, metta, flows without strings, without demands, without hidden expectations of return. Equanimity, upekkha, settles in like a calm lake, undisturbed by gain or loss, praise or blame, pleasure or pain, success or failure. The Buddha expressed this beautifully in the Dhammapada. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. This peace is not manufactured by reinforcing a stronger, more sophisticated ego. It is uncovered by seeing through the illusion of ego altogether. Letting go of ego is not losing yourself. Quite the opposite, it is coming home to your true nature, vast, unbound, luminous, empty, yet full of potential, interconnected with all things. My dear friends, please understand that this letting go is rarely achieved in one dramatic, Hollywood-style moment of enlightenment. For most of us, it is a gentle, patient, lifelong practice, sometimes advancing in leaps, more often in tiny, almost imperceptible steps. There is no need to hurry. The Dharma unfolds in its own perfect timing. So begin exactly where you are, right now, with whatever is present. When anger flares because someone has slighted me, perhaps a sharp word from a colleague, a partner's criticism, an online comment, pause. Don't suppress the anger, but don't fuel it either. Breathe. Ask quietly, inwardly, who is this me that feels so attacked? What exactly am I protecting? What story am I believing right now? Can I feel the heat of anger in the body, tight chest, clenched jaw, racing heart, and watch it without adding more narrative? Observe the emotion arise, reach a peak, and eventually subside like a wave cresting and returning to the sea. In that space between reaction and response lies freedom. When pride swells because of an accomplishment, a promotion, a well-received project, a compliment, smile softly to yourself. Instead of claiming ownership, I am so talented, remember, this success arose from countless conditions: teachers, opportunities, effort, luck, support from unseen hands. It is impermanent, it will fade, it is not ultimately mine. Offer gratitude instead, to life, to others, to the mysterious flow that allowed this moment. Pride loses its stickiness when met with wise remembrance, when fear grips the heart. What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if I am not enough? Meet it with tender mindfulness rather than fighting or fleeing. See that the one who fears is itself a passing wave on the ocean of awareness. The awareness remains untouched. Let the fear move through without clinging, without identifying. Breathe into it, soften around it. Practice generosity in all its forms, not just giving material things, but giving away pride, the need to be right, self-importance, rigid self-image. When the urge arises to defend your point in a discussion, experiment with silence, let go. Watch what happens to the heart when it no longer clutches so tightly. It expands, it breathes. Dedicate time each day to formal meditation on the 3 marks of existence. Impermanence, anicca. Notice how everything changes: breath, thoughts, moods, sounds, sensations. Suffering or unsatisfactoriness, dukkha. See how clinging to what is impermanent creates pain. No self, anatta. Investigate. Is there anything here that is permanent, controllable, truly me or mine? Let these truths soak into your being gradually, like gentle rain falling on parched earth over many seasons. Above all, be extraordinarily kind to yourself along the way. The ego did not arise to torment you. It developed as a survival strategy, a protective mechanism for a vulnerable, sensitive being navigating an uncertain world. Honor its original intention. Thank it for trying to keep you safe. Then, with the gentleness of a loving parent, show it a wiser, lighter way. There is no rush, no scoreboard, no spiritual perfectionism. Awakening is not a destination. It is the gradual uncovering of what was always already here. As you practice day by day, breath by breath, you will begin to feel it. The lightening. Shoulders drop. Breath deepens. The heart becomes buoyant, unburdened, free. Laughter bubbles up more spontaneously. Tears flow cleanly, without bitterness or self-pity. Love pours forth without demand or scorekeeping. Life itself reveals its true nature, not an opponent to conquer, not a problem to solve, but the teacher, the friend, the dance, the mystery. In moments of difficulty, return again and again to the simple truth. You do not need to be anyone special. You already are complete, just as you are. Part of this vast, miraculous, interconnected web of being. Every tree, every star, every breath, every stranger is interwoven with you. Drop the heavy burden you never truly owned. Step lightly on the earth. Breathe freely. Love openly. So I say to you now, with all the warmth and sincerity of the Dharma, let go of ego and lighten your heart. May your letting go be gentle. May your seeing be clear. May your heart grow ever lighter day by day. May peace walk beside you like an old friend. May wisdom dawn in your life like the soft morning sun, warm and steady. And may all beings everywhere, human, animal, seen and unseen, be free from suffering. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be at peace. With boundless metta in this shared moment of presence.